Previously on Max Verstappen, the next generation, Max pushed the limits of a Formula One car for the first time.
But it's not how old you are, it's how you conduct yourself and what you do.
It will be my first proper F1 test to do the 300-kilometer run for the super license.
You know, we'll see how he goes.
The Verstappens, if it's yours or Max, they keep amazing you every day.
He's coping with the pressure, with the people around. It's good.
He's 17, but he's my boy.
Before joining Scuderia Toro Rosso in 2015, Max is currently driving for the Van Amersfoort racing team in the FIA Formula 3 Championship.
Well, we are in Imola for the F3 race, the European Championship. So, yeah, I mean, we had qualifying yesterday. Didn't turn out like I wanted, but I have to start 15 now because of the 10th place grid penalty still from the engine change from Nürburgring. So, yeah, it will be an interesting race.
Max has to get more and more experience. That's why also we finish off the season in F3.
Max's dad, Jos, was also driving for the Van Amersfoort team back in the days.
It feels great to work with great drivers and with great characters. And both Jos and Max are great characters. As everybody knows, only great characters make it to the top.
He has to start from 15th in race 1. Max has a tough job ahead of him. All eyes are on the new Formula One star.
As the red lights come on, the revs build, the race gets underway here. Verstappen is going to try and make a move here. He's going to try around the outside here. Max has done some spectacular moves this year. He's going to try another one. He cuts back to the inside as they go through the apex of the corner. And by the time they get to the exit, he's through. Terrific move that from Max Verstappen. He set that up beautifully. He's now got the toe. And Jake Dennis is going to have to defend all the way in the Tamburello chicane. And here comes Jake. Oh, Jake Dennis almost gets Max Verstappen across his nose as Max takes a very quick run into the corner.
Max has to retire from the race early.
The first lap was good. I went from 15 to 9. And yeah, then I think the pace was very good. So I went up to 7 and I tried to overtake the 6th. But I think I was a bit too optimistic about that. So I went off in the first chicane because I tried to overtake him in the outside. And yeah, from there on the trouble started. The car was a bit damaged in the rear. And after I got pushed off by a Prima car. So from there on, I think the race was over.
He tried very hard this race, and for me, he did some very good maneuvers, and he did one little mistake. You know, he should think of it a little bit more, I think.
But there's no time to dwell on it. Max has to go back on the track for qualifying for the final 2 races.
I mean, qualifying went really well. Almost 3 tenths ahead, I think. So we found the balance in the car again, like in practice. So really happy with that. Track conditions today and especially this morning, I think will be tricky. Will be half-half maybe, because the track is still not completely dry. Also outside the curbs, since you have like the grass mats, for sure they are really wet. So you have to be careful with that.
For the final time, Max has to move back 10 places on the grid because of a penalty for an engine change. But he's determined for a better result than yesterday.
But the race now gets underway. It's a good start for Tom Blomqvist. So Reuter starting with the blue helmet there, the orange double. Here comes Max Verstappen then, and it's a pretty straightforward move on Will Buller. Fastest lap of the race to Max Verstappen. Come down to Rivats for the final time. The checkered flag is being readied meanwhile for Tom Blomqvist. Max Verstappen closes right up under braking onto Giovinazzi. Max Verstappen's going to have a run over the start-finish line. It's going to be neck and neck as they cross the start-finish line here.
He goes from 11th to 2nd, an almost perfect result for Max, and Jos is very impressed.
Incredible race. The way he overtakes, the way he positions himself, he's doing really well. I'm very proud.
I think this was 110% racing.
For the final race in Imola, Max can finally start without any penalties. That means from pole position.
The tactics for the race is just make a good start, and from there on normally it should be okay. It was a really good weekend. I think if we didn't have the engine penalties, I think we would have tried to make it a hat-trick. And also for the commentators and everybody around there, I think they were enjoying the races.
With this race win in his pocket, Max is off to the last Formula 3 race of the season at the Hockenheim Ring in Germany. Max and the Van Amersfoort racing team are fighting for the second place in the championship. It will be decided in the 3 races at Hockenheim.
Now for round 31, and a great start by Verstappen, who robs clear already of Lucas R. On this lap, just to rub everyone's nose in it, Verstappen has done the best of anybody in the first sector. Taken a victory here in the 3rd race when it finally got going for him in the season, but what a year it has been.
First race was brilliant, and start-finish victory.
After the victory in race 1, Max and his team run into some problems in race 2. Max has to settle for 5th place.
Yeah, the pace wasn't as good as the first race, and then also with that, Hockenheim was really difficult to overtake. But still, you know, I did my best, and I showed off some good moves.
Since Max has been announced to drive in Formula 1, there have been a lot of fans who want to meet the youngest ever Formula 1 driver. But in Hockenheim, Max has a special visitor, his mother Sophie.
Yeah, my mom is always really nervous. I just tell her always to calm down, because she's always, you know, so nervous when something happens, or like I try to overtake someone. She's really going into the stress mode. But yeah, at the end it's always funny, you know, to see my mom around. She raced herself as well, so she knows what I'm doing, and yeah, it's just great to see.
He's still my boy. He's 17, but he's my boy. It's super real now. Eh? You see all the, you know, you see the fans, you see the people, the media. Then you start realizing it's the big world. But of course, I have done it before with Jos, you know, so I know how it works.
Even though Max has his Toro Rosso seat secured for 2015, he still wants to finish the year 2nd in the championship.
And now the final round of the FIA Formula 3 European Championship is go.
He starts 9th on the grid, and Max can't get up to the top places. He has to settle for 6th place, and that means 3rd place in the championship.
A bit disappointing that you don't, yeah, that I didn't finish 2nd. But I think all in all it was a great season. I won the most races of all. Yeah, I think I can't complain.
We have made the right decision to join the Euro Series F3. He impressed a lot of people.
There's one sentence I still use all the time. The Verstappens, if it's Jos or Max, they keep amazing you every day.
Next time on Max Verstappen, The Next Generation, Max is training his body for Formula 1.
I think like the endurance training is really important.
You need a fit driver.
I think they are preparing me well. It's hard, but it should be like that.